Some of us were born to be free spirits. I mean, those 9 to 5 boring freaking office jobs just weren't invented for an international man or woman of mystery like you, now were they? And they certainly weren't invented for anybody who wants to live an unconventional or an unboring life. So if you're a roamer who would prefer to lay your hat at some far-off harbor, wherever that might be, you're built for location-independent business, and you should become what we call a libpreneur. Because the libpreneur model lets you hop from country to country, watching your assets grow with every jet-setting trip that you take. And it doesn't require that you stay small. You can build as big of a business as you want, and you can create as much generational wealth as you desire and that you dream of. So let's look at your possibilities with 5 ways that you can leave the boring American dream behind for good and start living like a jet-set citizen of the world. It's coming up today on Renegade News. Welcome back to Renegade News. I'm your host, Glenn Kowalski. Every week on this channel, you'll find new information and strategies and news on how to break free from the system, pay less tax, and live anywhere in the world that you want. So go ahead and smash those subscribe and the notification buttons, and let's get right into it. First of all, we have the e-commerce craze. There is a reason that some of the world's wealthiest people earn their riches through e-commerce. The internet has no borders. And if you want to draw revenue from the 3.5 billion people who are online today, that's completely possible. Even prime shopping mall space can't earn you the kind of traffic that you can attract on the web. And that's why e-commerce brought in $2.3 trillion worth of sales in 2017 and accounts for 10% of all retail transactions, a statistic that grows larger every single year. If you have a head for digital marketing and some tough skin because it is pretty competitive, online retail might serve you well. You're going to need a little bit of logistics knowledge or an employee who can manage those warehouses and delivery. Because without direct oversight of those human assets, you can't afford anything less than brilliance from those that you hire. But with an entire planet to source employees from, that challenge is certainly within your reach. Next, we have service-oriented, location-independent business options. Because look, you don't have to reinvent the wheel to become location-independent. Your existing talents and work experience can actually make you money in a location-independent way. If this pandemic has taught us anything, it's that more people can work remotely than we ever thought possible, even just 14 short months ago. So whether you have a knack for advertising, public relations, or some type of web coding, you can trade in those services digitally anywhere in the world, from Bondi Beach to Mount Fuji. Many digital nomads limit themselves, though, to sole proprietorships or to contract and freelance work. But you can create an entire agency that works remotely using the latest in collaboration tools that are available for us today. Now, of course, doing that is going to put you in a little bit more time because of oversight hours, but the extra revenue can be way more than worth it. Then there's also design and marketing. If you consider yourself the Pablo Picasso of marketing, a digital design firm transcends borders and even language. And the great part is that with Upwork and other contracting sites, it makes it really easy for a remote agency to find talent from all over the world. So you don't even need to hire a staff of full-time permanent employees. Here at Palm Tree Research, our entire team is spread out throughout Latin America, Europe, the Philippines, and even the US. Speaking of which, we've put together a playbook of the exact steps that you need to take to cut taxes, create generational wealth, and live with total liberty anywhere in the world that you want, even during a pandemic, riots, or civil unrest. So check out the link in the first pinned comment to learn more. But anyway, if you're into design and marketing, going remote doesn't require that you stay small as a freelancer if you don't want to. Almost all design and marketing tasks can be done remotely. So to take on a web development team, your clients at that point, they're never going to need to take your business beyond your brand to get anything done. There's also consulting services. Everyone is an expert at something, so why not sell your knowledge through your own location independence consultancy firm? As a location independent business owner, you can consult with clients in any city around the world. Now, if you don't want it to be, that doesn't mean that all of your consulting has to happen online. I mean, you can rely on video conferencing software, you can visit your clients from time to time, and you can even build a location independence into your location independent consultancy gradually if that's what you choose. There's no rule that requires that you achieve location independence and that whole lifestyle in one massive leap. Small, steady steps in this case can win the race. And finally, there's a ton of typical white-collar work that has been exposed as more location independent than we ever thought. If you're a white-collar worker with specialized skills, there's no reason that you have to remain location dependent anymore. Virtual attorneys, remote order pharmacists, even real estate investors can generate income from any destination now. These days, there's even medical workers that are coming up with creative ways to untie themselves from their 9 to 5 or 9 to 9 12-hour jobs. Teleradiology, which is something I never even heard of just a few months ago, can earn you as much as $400,000 a year. And telepharmacists are earning a median salary of $105,000 a year. Imagine living on that in someplace like Panama, or in Belize, or in Mexico. Some hospitals are even now relying on telenurses who are available to advise patients telephonically. So if you're inventive enough these days, you can find creative ways to escape the national borders that are squashing your lifestyle right now. When most people think of location independence and the whole digital nomad lifestyle, they imagine this sole proprietorship or solopreneur path, or maybe having a few subcontract helpers. But today, the location independent business models offer so much more scope than that. One of the most valuable assets that location independent businesses have today is this ability to source out the best talent from the international community. And the harder you work at vetting that remote team, the higher your profits can soar. I mean, today you can put just about any location independent business model that you choose, and you can tap into this international talent pool to build a structured network with your team. You can run a warehouse from one country, and you can nurture a sales team in another. You can base your company in a jurisdiction that offers you the best tax incentives. Or you can even set up a decentralized, autonomous organization that runs on Bitcoin. Just don't be limited and let your imagination fly and flow freely. Because with a little lateral thinking and a generous dose of ambition, you'll be living the high life from all of the world's best destinations. And trust me, that is the kind of lifestyle that is worth working for. But the economic and the social fallout of this pandemic and the socialist leanings of more and more governments, especially in the West, has also taught us that freedom is no longer a given. And we have to be responsible for ourselves to fight back. So subscribe right now to Renegade News for the latest information on infringements and wins in your fight for more freedom and liberty in this unfree world. And for more information on running an international business and living a location-independent lifestyle, check out the video that you see on the screen right now. I'm Glenn Kowalski from Renegade News, and I'll see you over there.